Today we're getting extra creepy with the Ice Cream Man Sundae Edition Book One by W. Maxwell Prince. It has a 400-page count and the cover price of $44.99. Let's get into this hardcover review. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, or you might just get yourself bitten by that poisonous Ice Cream Man spider. Today we're taking a look at the Ice Cream Man Sundae Edition Volume 1. Rick the Ice Cream Man looking evil as hell on the cover, and then you get the Ice Cream Man on the spine there. Love the finish to this book, the kind of shininess to the blue on it. It's just a beautiful looking book. Again, Image always does a great job with these hardcovers. Taking a look at the binding real quick, it's perfect, man. No gutter loss, just like all these other Image books that I have, man. Really good quality book. I love this ice cream cone print that's on the inside of the pages here. Looks just really good. This is like a seriously quality made book. The Ice Cream Man logo there on the title page. Then you get all the creators listed. So this is written by W. Maxwell Prince, and it's illustrated by Martin Morazzo and colored by Chris O'Halloran. Those are going to be all the people that worked on this book. And then you get 12 issues collected in this book as well. These issues are just all broken up into different chapters throughout this book, and each issue is kind of just like a little short story with just real creepiness and eerie, and just deals with heavy issues, and somehow they're all like related to this Ice Cream Man Rick. He always just seems to pop up in every issue, whether it be like at the end briefly or he's kind of like throughout the whole thing. But it's just a really fucking awesome book. Some of the stories are just really heavy. They deal with heavy themes, and I really like the art style in this. It's kind of hard to pinpoint it. It kind of reminds me of like the way that King of the Hill looks a little bit, but I really think that the artwork style matches these storylines really well, and it like really reminds me of those like kind of short stories and stuff you would read like as a little kid. But getting into chapter 1, this starts out with Raspberry Surprise, and it has this little kid that kind of reminds me of that Bad Santa movie, like a little fat kid. He has this pet spider, and his parents have gotten bitten by this spider, so they had died in the house, and they just been laid up there for a couple weeks now. These cops come to investigate because their work, puts out notifications saying like, we haven't seen these people in 10 days. They haven't took time off. They haven't anything. We don't know where they are. So the police go to check out the house, and they find the kid there, and the parents dead, and he ends up running off because they're going to take his spider, and there's like this weird creature in the woods and shit like that. And the creature ends up getting bit by a spider and dying, and it's just all this wildness, man. Each story is just crazy. Then it moves on to chapter 2, and you get this couple, these heroin addicts, which dealing with the heavy themes. So there's these heroin addict people, and then there's this older couple with a man who's like addicted to like Oxycontin and shit like that. And the stories come together with like the lady going out trying to score a fix for her and her husband, but then the Ice Cream Man shows up after she had stolen his truck and offers her a bag of dope, but it's only enough for one of them, so she ends up taking it and just ODing. Like, just some wild, heavy themes throughout this book. And then you get into this chapter 3, which is just a weird one too, with the Ice Cream Man showing up to this dude who like used to be in this old like rock band back in like the 50s. He's a one-hit wonder, and he never amounted to anything after that one song that he had. So he kind of has this weird like dream sequence where he's like involved with these people that are related to old school songs like David Bowie stuff, and he ends up getting this like Jimi Hendrix guitar blaster thing and performing this song. But he then just wakes up, and he's just in this like diner or whatever where he first started, and there's like a little yellow submarine there up in the clouds. A lot of like music stuff, some REM songs and just whatnot have been referenced in this so far, which is kind of cool, just picking up on those references to the music from like back when I was a kid or even further than that. Then it gets into chapter 4 here with Every Good Boy Does Fine. This has like a kid that passed away, and this man is going to come speak at his funeral because his father ran out on him, and he ends up meeting up with the man's father, and they kind of like talk about the child and like how he wants to hug him one last time. So they actually go and like dig up the body, and the dude just hugs him, which is super creepy. And at the end of the issue, that's when you are introduced to this character Caleb, who kind of reminds me of like the Man in Black from Westworld a little bit, and he's hip to like all this stuff that is going on in this town, and he's hip to the Ice Cream Man and his involvement and stuff like that throughout that. So that'll kind of expand on throughout these issues as well. Then we get into chapter 5 with Ballad of a Falling Man, which is also another dark and just gruesome issue as well. Some really crazy just images throughout this whole thing. This man's just falling from this rooftop, and like there's just crazy things happening to people in the office office as this woman Veronica goes down the stairs, and it's just some wild shit, man. Just crazy artwork throughout this. Just an incredible book, man. Love that each story is kind of contained in each issue too. There's just one thing going on, and then it kind of just moves on to the next, and each one is just really cool. Like, I love this. This is about this man who could have taken these different paths in life, these 3 different paths, and throughout it there's just the 3 different color schemes throughout it, which is kind of cool to follow. It's just really phenomenal writing and artwork throughout this book, man. As the issues move on, the character of the Ice Cream Man starts to evolve more into this like evil being, kind of like the Pennywise from It. So he gets more evil looking, his teeth are sharper, he just looks fucking just absolutely wild. And this story, My Little Poltergeist, is a pretty dark one as well, with this little girl whose friend had died from cancer, and she ends up actually like imagining her friend is still there, and her parents crack down on her a little bit and send her to like psychologists and things like that. But she ends up running away and following a pathway of sprinkles to this cabin in the woods where you find the Ice Cream Man just skinning a dude alive. And luckily Caleb shows up and kind of gives the Ice Cream Man like a warning, basically saying like, you know, you better get the fuck out of this town, leave people alone. And the Ice Cream Man basically just warns him like, I'm gonna end up stabbing you in the fucking neck. And that's what actually ends up happening here. So you see Caleb stabbed in the neck, just like Ice Cream Man said. So it's really, really good, man. Super dark. Really enjoy this. Then it gets into this weird Western kind of tale here. And this will continue for the next 4 issues, which will end out the book, which is called Hopscotch Meringue. So this is 4 parts. And it's really just some savage shit, man. You kind of find out that Caleb and the Ice Cream Man, Rick, are actually like cousins, and the Ice Cream Man actually like kills, I guess, their uncle in this, and he actually like skins his dog and is wearing Caleb's dog as this little costume or whatever, and he's just looking like a fucking psycho. And then it moves on to the part 2 of this story here, and this is actually all in Spanish. So they do have the script in the back of the book for what the you know, what the dialogue and whatnot is throughout that issue as well. Then it moves on to this one too, where this dude gets sucked into like reality show shit. He's on like this version of Chopped, he's on this version of The Bachelor, like the mannequins, and it's just some real just wacky shit. Just all this together, man, is just, it's really fucking solid storytelling. I love that it just takes you to a different world each issue, which is really cool. And then it leads into this final space issue where you learn more about the Ice Cream Man himself. It's just a fucking solid book, man. I'm absolutely so happy that I picked this up and read it. I'm looking forward to the next volume of this. I'm pretty sure this is still an ongoing series, so it'll be interesting to see where this goes, how just darker and demented the storytelling gets throughout these issues. You get like a bunch of these different variant covers that are collected in the extras in the back of the book here, which is pretty awesome. I'm like a huge fan of horror, so I definitely enjoyed all the storytelling throughout this. And I think the character Rick, the Ice Cream Man himself, is just really cool. He's just so sick and demented looking, creating this Pennywise type of character in the style of like an old school Ice Cream Man, riding around in the truck with the suit on. It's just such a good idea, and I'm really surprised that it hasn't been done so far. I mean, it was a really, really solid story. I like the character Rick. I can't wait to see how his character evolves in the next volume. And it's just a wonderfully well-made book too. So you get some scripts in here, you get little notes, which is great to see. It's just a really phenomenal book, man. I highly recommend picking it up. Let me know what you think about this book down in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Organic Priced Books, the best place to get your Omnibus and other collected editions. Super fast shipping, bulletproof packaging, and amazing customer service. Use promo code DROCK to get $2 off your purchase at organicpricebooks.com. Join the OPB family today.